Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day today. This will be your weekly reading for the week of February 22nd through the 28th. And during that time, we have several moon energies. We first have the waxing crescent moon, and that's a time of heightened senses, a good time to buckle down and work on those things that we've just started with the new moon. We then have the first quarter, and that comes in 24th, 25th, kind of depending on where you are. And that energy can last for 24 hours or more. And that's a time when we might feel impulsive, impatient, could, just be a little resistant to buckling down and getting anything done. It's kind of like a little mini full moon feeling just for a day there. But um yeah, we move into the waxing gibbous right after that. So just keep an eye on that first quarter energy when it might just be hard to buckle down and get anything done. Anyway, the waxing gibbous then definitely a calmer time, a good time to allow for a deeper understanding and outlook about things that we're working on, a really good time for planning and preparation and just being a little bit flexible, kind of making adjustments on things. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Taurus. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is it's time to release negativity. Okay, so let's get you guys working on being a little more positive, releasing that negativity. As I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you take the time to really notice the world around you when it comes to things like synchronicity. So this could be animals that you encounter, and when I say that, I don't mean like your pets, who of course we love and adore, but animals that you just don't see all the time, something that seems a little out of place. And the way I use that is to incorporate the attributes of that animal towards an issue or something that I'm dealing with in my life at that time. So that's a good way to use that. But you might see numbers. You might want to look up angel numbers if you have some repeating numbers. You might hear a message in a song that just pops through on the radio, or even just the words. If you're kind of like flipping through the channels like I always do, and you just kind of hear a couple of words, and sometimes those can be little messages in there too. So just pay attention to those synchronicities. It's the universe's way of offering you little breadcrumbs and clarity on your unique path. So that is my fun weekly reminder for that this week. And let's get right into this reading here, Taurus, February 22nd through the 28th. It's time to release negativity. All right, your present energy right now is the Tower. So you might have some sort of disruption or something going on. And, maybe it's something that's bringing you to a place to help you release negativity. Maybe it's something, if you were being negative about something and maybe you just brought it on. That's often what we do is, thoughts become things and actions and things around us. So if you're thinking negatively, sometimes that can bring on something that is a disruption and a negative thing. It's kind of careful what you ask for. So, you might just need to be working on having a more positive mindset and not drawing negative things or disruptions to you, or it's just the universe saying, here, we're going to learn how to manage this disruption right now. And so you're offered this disruption as a way to go, okay, can I remain calm and positive through this and not be negative about it? So keep that in mind if you've got some sort of tower that you're dealing with this week. Your current situation is the Two of Cups. So this might be some sort of tower that happens between you and another person. This could be, something with a friendship where something kind of comes to a head, or you have a disagreement. This could be someone that you work with, just someone that maybe you're close with, that usually you get along very well, and maybe there's a tower between you, or it's something that happens that you need to partner up with someone to deal with and manage also, which could be a friend, a partner, a family member, something like that. So whatever that is, keep that in mind to come together with that partner and work on that. At the root of your situation is a little bit of anxiety here with the Nine of Swords. And of course, like I said, these kind of thoughts, these sleepless nights and anxiety, negative thinking can bring on a tower, because you're thinking, oh, you're so afraid this thing is going to happen. And you're so afraid of it that you actually bring it on. So it's like a quickening, like, oh, I need to experience this. So let me have it right now if we're going to do it. So, but again, you're learning how to manage and face things as they come to you and as they come through. In your recent past here, Taurus, we have the Hermit. So you're coming into these moments that you're kind of just coming out of a place of hermiting and inner searching, and that means kind of wondering what your next step might be, and maybe it was just the wrong step that you took. It could be that you thought about something long and hard, and just the thing that you decided to do, you stepped into, and it just hasn't worked out like you wanted it to, if that makes sense. So you're coming into that with that hermit wisdom. And again, and it could be a choice. A lot of times when we have to go in deep and dive that deeply, that we are kind of seeking an answer to something, and maybe you've just chosen the wrong solution to something, and so you just have to dust yourself back off and get up and try again, right? What is on your mind this week is the Empress. So you know, I've seen the Empress in all of the readings I've done so far. Actually, well, you're only my second reading, but I did Aries twice because my microphone wasn't on. Wasn't that fun? But the Empress had an appearance there as well. So I feel like it's been three readings. Empress is about that's the ultimate in creativity. She's our bountiful mother of the deck. She is someone who of course, can be a card of pregnancy. That's something, that I do need to bring up, but it's also about long term decision making and long term creative processes that take a long time to come to fruition, whether it be months, years in some cases. So that's something that's on your mind. And it could be because of this tower. It's just kind of making you, can you be positive through this? Is this a friendship that you're nurturing for that period of time as well? So that's kind of on your mind, is the longevity of something. It might be the longevity of this friendship or partnership here. What is just ahead of you this week is the Ace of Wands. So, as all this is coming on, you get a new passion, a new big idea. The Ace of Wands is a yes to whatever you want. It's yes, let's do it. The Ace of Wands never says no. So, is there something coming about, or all of this situation that comes on that brings something in that maybe when the dust settles, you're like, oh, well, that's awesome. If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have seen this thing. So pay attention for that thing, but be looking around for it. In your advice position is the King of Cups. So maintain your emotional calm and stability. The kings are about the knowledge of their suit, which in this case would be emotions and different feelings and things that you're having. It's just you really know how to manage those, but also you know how to look around you and kind of take everyone else's feelings into account as well. The king isn't just concerned about himself, but he's also concerned about his kingdom. So pay attention to that. What is beyond your control this week is the Queen of Cups. So not only are you in a place of knowledge and just really knowing how to manage your emotions, but also the understanding of it. So where the king has the knowledge of how to, what are emotions and how they come about. It's the queen that really has the more feminine understanding of it, and how to be more kind to someone because you can see they're having a bad day, or being there for that friend to talk to if they need to come to you, because you just have that understanding of what it is to that to be empathetic and know where another person is right now, and to listen to them. All right, secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? And this would be the Six of Wands. So is it this is kind of a card of celebration and kind of recognition, that other people are recognizing the good things that you're doing. And either that is your secret desire, or you're kind of trying to avoid that. You're trying to fly under the radar. So that'll be a big question for you, is like, is it okay for you this week to have a pat on the back? Or are you just trying to run away from people? Like, I don't even want to do that right now. I want to deal with that. Either answer is fine. It's just that it'll be a big question for you this week, is how do you deal with maybe that kind of attention that's coming at you, because sometimes that can throw you in the spotlight, and some of us enjoy that and some of us do not. So it's up to you. In your outcome position, Page of Wands. So whatever this Ace of Wands that comes through, you may take some time to nurture it. I'm not getting a feeling yet with any of this. I don't see any swords in your readings. We're only dealing with wands and cups. I also don't see pentacles. So is this something with a friendship in your personal life? Probably. I don't see that this is maybe even work related. This might be more friendship, relationship, family related. But there's something that comes about because of it that kind of unveils a new passion for you. And you're definitely going to take time to nurture that and at least examine it and see if you want to move forward with it. That might be a question that you're asking with the Empress in mind. Is this something I can commit to long term and move forward down the road with? And do I want to put that kind of time into it? What is hidden from you this week, Taurus, is the Four of Cups. And I think that's fine. This is a card of just being dissatisfied, and that's not something you get to deal with this week. It's a good place for that card to be, is hidden under the deck instead of prominent in your reading. Nobody wants to see dissatisfaction or not be happy with what the universe is offering us. So that's good that it's hidden for you this week. All right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Taurus this week. And the card for you is to ask with sincerity. And that could be something, again, with this friendship situation here, whatever that might be. Again, if it's a tower situation with you and that friend, then maybe it's something that you need to ask with sincerity. Or if that friend is helping you with that tower thing that's going on, whatever that disruption or delay might be, you may have a friend that's just involved with that or helping with it. So if you do need help, make sure you do ask with sincerity. And I'm sure people like to help people. So if you do need help, don't be afraid to ask. All right, what does Taurus need to do in the way of self-care this week? Self-care for Taurus this week. And the card you get, again, with two people on the card, I find that interesting, is the card called Happiness. Your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness. You choose. So this anxiety down here or this negative thinking, it is a way you get to choose that, right? Your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness. You get to choose. So if you're being negative about something, and this could be something in the friendship realm, you need to really examine that this week. I mean, this reading is saying this in several places here, to really just examine negativity and how you're approaching things. Towers are unavoidable. Things do happen. Things go wrong. We do have delays, but sometimes just our negative or positive way of managing it and dealing with it makes all the difference. Can you laugh at it or not? So Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what resonated, or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next week. And I think that's pretty awesome. We can come back and see what is the next page for you. So thanks so much, Taurus, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.